While my journey of writing is a path of mine that is well established from the depth of my experiences, my journey of painting is a castle that I've just begun to explore. Painting is living my story out loud in a colorful and deeply sensual way. I always have this feeling of wanting to bathe in the colors, of holding the paints in my hands, feeling it between my fingers. Painting is a living testament to my existence that I have allowed the infinite nature of who I am to flow through me. This innate knowing that there's magic in every brush against the canvas. This innate knowing that the magic of the infinite is playing with me in those moments. This innate knowing that as the blank canvas is being covered, the infinite is birthing itself, growing on the canvas, and after the paints upon the canvas have dried, the magic wouldn't cease as the infinite continues evolving, becoming more of the beauty that it has created, becoming more of itself. I have the honor of exploring the halls of my castle and decorating its walls with canvases of the infinite.
Hi guys, my name is Chelsea and I'm an artist. I write and I paint, and in this series of videos I am going to be sharing a bit about my painting journey and introducing my two painting collections. This is just the beginning for us and the jewels of her existence. So my first painting collection, this is just the beginning for us. It's already uploaded on my channel and I'll leave a link in the description box below for you guys to check it out. But over on my website, I have all of the paintings from my two collections as well, so you guys can see it there. And my website is www.chelsea-avasa-can.com. So this is just the beginning for us. My first painting collection. I wanted to read for you guys the intro that I wrote on my website for this collection. This is just the beginning for us, is diving into the depths of my soul, discovering and exploring the richness of who I am. The whole experience of creating this is just the beginning for us. Its inspirations first came alive in my writing, and then my paintings, and then a video. I have experienced the jewel of the existence of who I am relentlessly. Inspirations flowing passionately and gracefully through and through me. Perhaps one of the most exciting thoughts is that after this deep dive, it is just the beginning for me. After this plethora of experiences of who I am, it is just the beginning for me, living and experiencing my life with the raw riches of who I am, viscerally and gracefully alive within me. And to you, my friend, experiencing this creation, my prayer is that you thoroughly soak in the riches of your existence. Soak in the jewel of who you are, realizing that life, she is here to refresh you from the inside out. Thank you for sharing in this wonderful and magnificent and magical experience with me. So I feel that this collection, it's all these really deep and wonderful expressions of who I am that I've discovered, and I allowed myself to really dive into and to explore and savor in these expressions. So maybe I'll talk a little bit about each of the the paintings. So the first painting, it's called the Absolute. It's called Absolute. And essentially for me, that's exploring the absolute of who I am, of discovering that powerful core and center of who I am. And these colors, this red and gold, I feel it really represents the feeling of that absolute that I experience within myself. The red feels very strong and powerful and deep and just fiery, and the gold mixed with it, it feels the not just the richness of that discovering that core within myself, but that is the ultimate richness. That is the ultimate wealth. That's the source from which it all flows, from that core and center of who I am. And the second, it's the sphere of joy. Sphere of joy. So for me, that's my intimate expression of how I experience my joy, which it makes me think of at the very beginning when I just started writing, when I wanted to know who I am. I felt that it revealed itself to me almost instantaneously as I started expressing myself in my writing. And one of those ways that I got to know myself or to experience myself in my writing was through this word. And that word was appreciation. Appreciation. So every day at that time, every day I would write a couple pages of what I appreciate, of what I appreciate in myself, of what I appreciate in my life. And very quickly, like, I saw how viscerally and how deeply I felt about who I am, how I felt about my life when I expressed my love for, whether it was experiencing the depth of my divine nature, or whether it was a song that I liked, how I would express my appreciation for it. It was almost like I always wanted to express myself in this way because I felt so deeply and just this I want to say magnanimously about it. Like, I felt so it was almost like this dam just like broke free, and the appreciation and joy and love that I felt about life, like, it just released itself, and so this second painting, the sphere of joy, it feels like an expression of my the joy that my spirit intimately experiences. And it was almost like my soul, she was intimately revealing to me joy, her intimate joy, her unique joy. And it just felt like dance. It just felt like she is in her own world, and feeling the power that emanates from living in this joy, almost a sense of just unleashing this unleashing this innate joy of a spirit and allowing it to flow. So the next painting, it's called Sensuality, and I feel like this was one of my favorite expressions of who I am to really dive into and explore, and almost not wanting to come up and come up to the surface while I was exploring this, because it just felt so much so integral to who I am. It felt very it feels very holy, it feels very sacred, and the colors that I chose for this, it was black and silver. And I'll read the quote that I shared from the narrative that I wrote for Sensuality. I loved the way you looked at me, satisfaction. For every passion lit within my soul, you devoured in your gaze. Your eyes black in the sensual darkness of my existence. For every moment I fell into you was a fall into myself. And again, when I discovered this sense of sensuality within myself, this depth within myself, it was something that was always there, and it was that same feeling of just this dam breaking open, and it just the who I am just flowing out and flowing freely, and it felt like that. It felt like like my entire soul was breathing, and I was free, and it was like realizing that who I am, it is this limitlessness, it is this infiniteness that's ever pulsating and ever existing, moment to moment to moment, and there's always this magical, beautiful possibility of all these diverse expressions of who I am to come forth from this infiniteness, from this limitlessness. And so when I started receiving these inspirations and seeing it in my visions, I felt this is the whole of who I am. This is where the whole of who I am exists, in this infinite, in this limitless nature. So the next painting, again, it's also one of my favorites. I have such a sweet spot for this collection. I feel that it holds a lot of memories of those experiences that I had at the time while I was creating it, and it just feels really special. So the next one, it's called Serenity. And this was I love the colors. I love the pink and the white, and just like the lightness of it. And again, when I painting these paintings, I would just feel inspired to use these colors, and this is what it feels like. And then I would just have fun with it, have fun with the canvas, and as when I was done painting each canvas, I saw how it literally came to life. This magic was emanating from it, and it felt like I actually read something from one of my books it was the Goddesses Anthology. When I was filming the videos for my writing journey, and I felt that it really encapsulated how I feel about my paintings. So let's see how quickly I can find it. I think the piece was called A Fiesta of Colors. Fiesta. And what I really value and what I really cherish about the experience of um, writing and painting is that I express myself and it comes to life in the words that I write. It comes to life in the paintings itself. But there's something that's there's another layer of depth that I experience, and it's uniquely who I am and what it is that I am desiring to convey in my life that's being expressed in my writing and in my painting. And I really value my conscious awareness of that clarity a lot. And it makes me feel that I am essentially allowing the fullness of my potential to actualize itself and to create and to share something that can deeply connect with the soul and source of who we are, and to be able to experience that real time here and now in our lives. So this is a piece that I feel really encapsulates how I feel about my painting. A fiesta of her colors, and she was now flying in the freedom of her existence. She was now soaring in the skies of the ecstasy of her self-expression. And with her paint gun in hand, she shot all the colors of her existence onto her canvas of life. All the colors, deep and dark and sensual, bright and light and abounding with the spirit of spring. Her canvas of life soaked in the paint of her self-expressions. And I love that because I was just showing you guys the painting that the painting that's called Sensuality, right? And that's black and that's silver, and the depth the depth of clarity within that, and the darkness and the sensuality of it. And then the other one, Serenity, it's very bright, it's very light, and yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so a fiesta of her colors, for how they splattered onto her canvas, the big splashes they made. Her spirit spared no expenses. The colors all dancing, the waltz, the samba, the tango, the rumba, for they knew that in their dance, swaying and swooning, they were creating the masterpieces of her soul, eager to meet with and mix with and blend with each other. Eager to meet with and mix with and blend with each other. And so this is really me in the moment, beginning to paint and feeling what it is that's unfolding here, and discovering it for the first time, and just from me in my clarity of who I am, really being able to zone in and focus in and realize like there's something here, there's something really special and unique here, and to even dive further into the feelings like this, like wow, it feels infinite, wow, it feels like magic, it feels like I'm co-creating with source, I'm co-creating with the source of who I am. And it's like, okay, I feel a sense of what I want this to be, what I want this to create, and it feels like this and this. And then Source comes in and it feels very playful, and it's like, okay, well, we're gonna co-create, in this. And so I do my part and I enjoy the part that I play, and then almost in a sense giving free rein to Source to flow through and to come through in the most beautiful, the most profound way, where anybody that essentially looks at these paintings or comes across these paintings, that they can see very softly but also very richly some parts of who they are in some way, and feel that core of who they are come alive in some way, or even have it be some sense of confirmation or some sense of a connection. Like I know who I am. I know the core of who I am, and I see this, and it speaks to me on that level. And just to have it further snowball into another co-creative experience between two souls. So that piece I feel beautifully expresses how I feel about these paintings. So we were talking about serenity, and again, so the quote that I have on my website from the narrative, it's every moment with you was soaked in the softness of serenities. Every moment with you, my infinites, you know, the sensual darkness of my existence that lay within your eyes burnt, and I felt a wildfire of the intimacy of who I was. And so when I'm having all these experiences, it's really, really good to feel myself just in a sense ordinarily enjoying it. And that's where I feel that I get the most out of it. So it's really allowing the clarity that springs forth in that moment to fully savor in it and not go too much beyond it in that moment, and just allow it to be, because you know, like, another experience is going to come and another experience is going to come. So I'm just going to be here and enjoy this expression of who I am that has birthed itself in this moment. So that is serenity.